So I know it's been a while since I posted my last video, but today Kimi K3 was just released open source. So what does that mean? It means open weights. It means basically the model. The frontier model has just been released on their website, but it's actually on Hugging Face, which we'll see in a second as well. Um, why this matters? Kimi K3 is a frontier model. A frontier model uh, similar to the likes of performance-wise of Fable, uh, of GPT-5.5. So basically, to put this into perspective, most of the developers that I work with are running Opus 4.8, or they're running GPT-5.5 codecs, and they're running Opus 4.8 with Claude Code, Claude CLI. But people are using these models for all kinds of things. They're using it for writing. They're using it for legal analysis. They're using it, of course, for coding. They're using it for uh, uh, all kinds of problem solving. Uh, uh, it's just phenomenal what these models are capable of. But up until this point, all of the models have been closed off. We'd never get access to it. Um, they're owned by Anthropic, they're owned by OpenAI, they're owned by Google. Uh, but for the first time in history, we actually have a legit frontier model that's open source. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, that model is from China, from a company in China. Um, it doesn't matter where it came from. The model is open. It takes a lot to make a model like this. And I know a lot of people are running with the narrative that the model was stolen. Uh, some Chinese company stole it from an American company. What actually was stolen here? Did they steal anything? Um, they didn't take, we don't have OpenAI's model. We don't have GPT-5.5 or any of the other models. We don't have Opus 4.8. We don't have the model. What did they actually steal? And we'll talk a little bit about that in another video. This concept of distillation attack and stealing IP. This really deserves a deeper discussion, I think. Um, but what do we have as regular people that aren't part of these trillion-dollar companies? With Kimi K3, we have a frontier model that costs so much money, hundreds of millions, or I mean, I guess if you think about the generations, maybe just millions now for them. I don't know how much it costs, but it costs a lot, much more than most people can afford, most startups can afford with funding. And we have it for free, which is amazing. And there's a lot of discussion about security. Are these models secure? I mean, if they're open source, then we can make them secure. We can all collectively work on them, and we can actually improve them. We can fine-tune them and make them more secure. But we have this baseline model that's performing at the level of Opus 4.8, which is huge. So really, what are we talking about? We're talking about freedom. We're talking about real open AI. I know there's a company called OpenAI, and they've done fantastic work. And I don't want to take anything away from OpenAI, and I don't want to take anything away from Anthropic. They've done fantastic work. And to be honest, I still use their stuff every single day. I'm not planning to use Kimi K3, the service, for any like client work or anything really sensitive, because I don't want to send my data to their web services because of concerns about security. But the model itself, what's interesting about this is because we have this open source model, we can in theory run it ourselves. And if we run it ourselves, then we don't have to worry about anyone taking our private information, including Anthropic or OpenAI. Now here's the catch. we can't run the model right now. Most people can't run the model. Why? Because it's really expensive. So there are going to be these hardware providers that are going to make it easier for people to run the model on their services, because the model is so huge. I think it's like 2 point something trillion parameter model. So it's a massive model, and most people can't run that at home. I mean, no one can really run it at home. But here's the interesting thing that's happening. What we're seeing right now is a convergence of hardware capability and open source availability. What we see with Kimi K3 is this leap forward in open source model capability. And NVIDIA and the other players are releasing more and more hardware that puts the power to run models like this and other types of inference at the commodity level. So really, if we just keep moving in the direction we're moving, I think we're going to see a point, an intersection, where it becomes accessible to many people. It'll probably still be expensive, maybe in the ranges of tens of thousands of dollars. But if you think about it, like, if I could run my own, if you were to take away Claude, if you were to take away OpenAI and said you can't use any of that, and you told me, but there is this hardware and model that will cost you, let's say, $20,000, and you'll have the ability to run that model, and it's going to run at the level of, let's say, Opus 4.8, GPT 5.5. So you can do whatever you want with it. It's yours forever. No one can take it from you. $20,000. Is it worth it? I'd say so. The amount of value that you can get out of these models, out of the inference of these models, is going to far exceed $20,000. So I think what's going to happen is hardware providers like NVIDIA, AMD, and others are going to they're going to release hardware to make it possible to run these models. And when they do, and I mean, they already have hardware that runs these models, but I mean at a commodity level. And when they do, we're going to be able to run it ourselves. We're going to be able to have, at our homes, we're going to be able to have a brain that can literally be placed everywhere. You know, I can have a brain for my home, a brain for my office. There'll be a brain for the car. The brain, there kind of already is, for depending on the car you have, but maybe a better one that can run at the level of a dedicated Opus 4.8, to put it in perspective. And as far as security goes, isn't it going to be more secure, again, to have these open source models evaluated and refined and researched by everyone? Because what OpenAI is telling us, what Anthropic is telling us, is trust us, your data is safe with us. Competitors, trust us, your IP is safe with us. We won't compete with you. But we know what happens. We know what they've done, and we know what they will do. They want one app to rule all apps, right? And that's cool. Like, again, they've done amazing work. I don't want to take that away from them. But everything that they've done has been based on thousands of years of human progress and effectively distilled into reasoning patterns that live in their models. This is technology that belongs to society. So if we're going to have this technology, if AI is going to really sweep the world, then we all need to have the ability to own it. And so that's what open source is all about. So it doesn't matter if it came from a Chinese company or if it came from an American company. What matters is that we have it, it's open, it's transparent. And so that's what I'm most excited about. I'm going to talk more about this as in the future videos, but I just had to say something about this, and I'm just super excited. All right. Like and subscribe. I was told to say that, by the way, that it helps the algorithm and people will come and watch the videos more. So even though I don't post a lot, yeah, like and subscribe if you're interested in this. If you want to learn more about the AI revolution and how we can actually own the technology, how we can see the most benefit to society. That's what I'm interested in. That's what I'm excited about. So yeah, thanks.